Okay, so up in the screen to Rabbanan B'Sarachin, the rabbis after Hillel and Shammai, the Bnei Rabbi Gamliel, there's Rabbi Gamliel, the Rabbi Shimon Beno, Gati Habu Kashak V'Tarei V'Amakan Plukta the Tanoi Bahadi Adodi. Uh, they uh, they were they interacted on matters, and there were machlokim among them. Difference of opinion between them. Love Shalom they no longer able to learn everything in one language and in one version. So I guess not sure there's between Pe'echad and Lashon Echad is. Um, in the Iggeres in the printed edition, she says Pe'echad, doesn't say Lashon Echad. Does he say in the bottom line it says Pe'echad Lashon Echad? No. Okay, it does not. Yomi the Rebbe Benosha Gamliel, the days Rebbe the son of Gamliel's time Milsa v'Tartzino v'Kosvino. Um, so here it says in the text on the screen, matter they had Siyata Dishmaya, and they resolved matters and they wrote them down. And the matters are like as if the Mishnah was said by Moshe from Akash Baruch Hu. It was like a miracle that they're able to do this properly. Now, this is going with his approach that in the days of Rebbe, the things were actually written down. This is not necessarily true, as you know, not necessarily true. And in fact, in the printed text here, it says, they were stated, not written down, because he's going with the opinion that the Mishnah is not written down until much later, to the time of the Amolei Amoroim. Right, so here we have a manifestation again of the machlekes in the different versions of the Sherira Gaon when the Mishnah is written down. Written down time Rebbe, written much later. There's a time Rebbe when they were had Siyat Shmaya to write it down, and time Rebbe Siyat Shmaya to resolve issues. Right, so the he says here in the uh, it's very strange in the on the screen. His interpretation goes from Mofes Damyon. If you want to make a chiddush in the Torah Moshe Rabbeinu, you need to bring Osam Mofes, like a Navi has been assigned. He made a big chiddush in Torah Sheba'al Now they will not be able to say it over as they learned from their great Tanaic masters, which is Rebbe. But right away, Rebbe standardized it. Also, face on the sign should have given them a sign or one that he did not give it. But nevertheless, his words would enter and be acceptable in the ears of the Chachamim miyad, and immediately be accepted in their hearts. As if there was oisim that they're true. Then nobody could rebuke him. Lo kach shonli rabbi. That's not the way my rabbi told me. Umi ato, who are you? Shemashana Girsas Dolei Tanoim, who changes the version of the Dolei Tanoim. That seems to me like a very far-fetched interpretation of what's went on. But I don't know how much different we're going to see in the Rabbi Rabinitz's interpretation. Let's start from the style of Divrayim. The 3 generations before Rebbe, there was still argumentation in several things. They couldn't learn everything with one mouth. They clarified the halachas which were contingent and in doubt. Well, a lot of them, and not all of them, obviously, because we have a Mishnah. Every Mishnah practically in Shas has a machlekes. So that seems to be a little exaggerated, right? Divrei Mishnah and Nusach Mishosenu Kamishim Sudai Rebbe. Mi'ekvor Mistabish Shrigo Mistachesken Irvin Dalit. Seems like going with the Gemara there came on the Moshe Mi'ekvor Gamar Mistaya Milsa. His Moshe learned from a Baruch Hu, he had Siyata Dishmaya. Gemara Yivamas on base. Reisi is the ben iron base. Reisi ben Padash Yeshev Dersh Kamosha Ben Tos was sitting and dashing as Moshe did be in the name of God. There's no extra word in the Mishnah. In other words, the Mishnah is remarkable in its terse but precise language. Be Muslimas Lafli. I told the question, Yamasabi has a dash shall Yudnun Epstein, Shapiro Shagmari Belmasu, Halacha Psuka below Machloikas. Again, I don't know why he's saying that because not Halacha Psuka without Machloikas. A lot of it is Halacha Psuka, but not all of it is Halacha Psuka. Ka'osu Mov, it's going to come in the Vua to his Zebin and now he's starting Milsa. Mishnamatam Milsa Shoshabenu. Medame can you read Rebbe Zosha Moshe. Okay, that's nice. That's true that it was like Moshe Rabbeinu's nevuah, in that this became like the next stage, not like became the next stage um in the codification of Torah. The Torah Sheba'al no one said active codification in the Torah Sheba'al. But again, this thing that they're no machlekes, I don't know what they're trying to say. It doesn't really make any sense. So
Well,
and here, but
my sense, from learning Mishnayos, is that the idea was to say, these are the various traditions and the two low. So if we have a Mishnah that says we got three opinions, and then a little bit later on, someone comes along and says, was makabel for my Rebbe fourth opinion. That's too late. We didn't know about that, and we're not going to accept that as a valid tradition. I think the idea was these are the valid traditions that we know about. We have XYZ machloket on a particular subject, but it's XYZ and not XYZ ABC.
possible. It's not explicit here, so probably. I'm okay with that. Okay, so now we have a sharp divergence between the two versions, and the printed version starts here a whole new parak. In the screen version, it's continuation. He did not, Rebbe did not make this up from his own heart. Um, so the here in the footnote he criticizes the implicitly the order of the which has not made a new parak, because he says that this sentence is not going back in the previous sentence. It's going back to the previous parak where he spoke about the um, arrangement of the Mishnah. Anyway, Rebbe Elamile Dahabu Garsilu Hanu Rishonim the Kameh. He took those things from the Rishonim who preceded him. Um, uh, I'm not sure what he's saying here, but let's take a look in the Biurim here in the printed version. She's going to Kavanas, we're going to Kacham, she's going to pray Prakim Bez Gimel. Abi Shadvarim Elni Kamdim, Steel Diver, Rishur Gom Sama Paraka Koidem, Shua Koid Steel Rebbe, Besido, and Nishma, because it seems like he just took what preceded him. Nishkoros, Rishur Gom, Shatochen Alachas, that the kind of Alachas, but I feel Allah Shalachas Misiamas, even the language of certain Alachas, Nimsu Mecham Rishonim. We're given from the original Chachamim. So that's similar to what you were saying before, that in the great mission of clarifying them and arranging them, he had Siyat Ishmael. Okay. Uminolon, how do you know this is true? I don't know what is true.
That was from the Rishonim.
Midnam, because I mean,
Language.
Schneitz is full of examples of that. So okay, and we know Midnam. Let's learn Maisa ben Zakai. But Ben Zakai book 13. Ben Zakai checked when he had a murder case. He wanted to know where whatever his murder case, because it's a Shabbos case, which way the stems of the figs were pointing on the tree. For me, it says Mistaba the Ben Zakkai the Almahu, and it says there that it's not Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. He sakadai to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. It was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Hocha Kailu ben Zakkai. Koi Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Yak they call me Rabbi ben Zakkai, and here Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. All of a sudden, that mission is called ben Zakkai. Why not Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai? It's called over. Makshin, they asked, so a tiny mice about Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. They go to the Well, yeah, but still, as we have a Bryce says, in fact, it was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. As Kinan and the Kumar concludes, Al Tama Yoshne Rabba Haba. When he said this Mishnah, he was like a student sitting in front of his Rebbe. He was much younger. For Milsa, he said something. We stopped at time the Rebbe, and his Rebbe liked what he said. Kabi Shmei, and put it in the Mishnah his name, Ben Zakkai. Alma whose man the hill of Shammai Torah Bara Maisa. Ubadak ben Zakkai Buktetenim. Okay, so must say this is an early story from the days of Shammai when Yochanan ben Zakkai was a youngster. And from that time it said, "My son ben Zakkai Buktetenim." The time Rabbi Yochanan Misnaim Besnisim Lo Shanyeh. And Rabbi put in the Mishnah, he didn't change it. So we see here that Rabbi incorporated earlier versions of the Shmos and did not change them in order to put them into his corpus of Mishnayos. Von also Mitnaga said, Ketzam Abrin Eso Orim. How do you make an Ibor? How do you add on to the cities in terms of Erev Tchumen? That you extend out the city so the Tchum doesn't start from until further out. For me, it says, Amar Rebbe said, Iko Inish, is there anybody here to show Libni Yehuda? Is there anybody here who can ask my son Yehuda? Um, the he says here in the footnote on page Mem Test, Yesho Shas Rabbeinu B'Usesa Girsa Sabigmar Amar Rebbe, Fanena Isa Amar Rabbi Abba. So Amar Lakis Chosho Shir Gon himself Barov Kisei Shal Talmud. So uh uh in any event, but assuming it was Rebbe, the question is the Daik Lishnei, who's precise in his recording language. Uh 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 Ma'arvin Tan Ma'arvin Tanan is with an aleph and ayin. Akuzu Tanan or Akuzu Tanan. Also there's aleph and ayin. I'm a Rebbe Gufe do Tirtza Masnisin. So you see, Rebbe himself will resolve the Mishnayos Misapkale Hechit Nan. He wasn't sure how it should be read. Now, if he's writing from scratch, what does he care? Let him write either way he wants, right? So it must be he is basing himself on prior traditions. I'm ready to do tits and cycle. I can have the Mantani Ma'abrin, lo mishtabish, going avar, Mantani Ma'abrin, lo mishtabish, going Isho Bara. Avar means like lifting up a limb, a wing to fly. So I guess it expands the city. And Ma'abrin, lo mishtabish, going Isho Bara. It's a pregnant woman, her stomach expands her body. Shimina Losha Zav Amira Kami the Rebbe. So we see that it was brought down Rebbe in two versions, and he wanted to know what the precise version is, but he was actually working off the prior versions. Vav Misachtia and also the Mesechtos. Nami HaMesachar Kami Rebbe. He did not divide up the Mesechtos. Divided up previously. Mikama late Rebbe. Meir Rabbi Nassan. Meir said Rabbi Nassan, an earlier generation named Rabbi Gamliel. The Gemara the end of Harios, I think it says Gemara. Let's say Rabbi Gamliel Psach Tanim Uktzin. Let's say teach us Uktzin, which we know that he doesn't know. Maasa Rabbi Yaakov Bar Karshoy, Bar Yaakov Bar Karshoy. Do also Rabbi Yosef Lahade. Kabsa though he said went and sat by the window of the higher floor. The other Rabbi Gamliel was sitting. Garas Tanim Uktzin. Garas Tanim he learned over Uktzin over and over again. It must be the word "e" is kind of superfluous, and the printed version takes out. Must be that there is somebody who wants to ask a question in uktzin, and therefore he it's a totally different gear. But anyway, he learned it in order to be able to resolve the questions. Iko duchtoi Um, there are places Dosi be Rebbe Perusha, where Rebbe added Perusha. Or not Habanim Yotzim Kshorim, children go out on Shabbos with knots. Name Lachem Zugim and princes go out with bells. Hachi Avi and Misna Bepuma de Rishonim. That was what the quote from earlier generations. And Osi Rebbe Parishba V'Kol Adam, he added on every person. El Shibachon Boveh. But I'm talking about normal situation because normally it's only the privileged people who go out with these bells. Um, uh, okay. I'm not sure we know that Rebbe added that, but I guess because he says it's Lashon. El shedibu cham bovech chachamrim mishonim shenishchu mishna zu dibu adavar motzi ben motzi shetzim zugim el bnei melachim. But it's dibu chachamim from the language. Dibu chachamim behoveh. It means who's the chachamim? Chachamim preceded me. I quoted them. Let me make sure you understand that it's not limited to them.
Mhm.
Besides for things which were which were which were changed during his days, um, not during his days, they existed his day and they were changed after him. Basrei. I would say at the beginning of Hazov, when the Yerushalmi is Perak HaKesef, we know because HaKesef is was the earlier version, Hazov is later version, and his children changed that one because Rebbe Ezik Nuso changed the way he learned the Mishnah. So in the Bavli they changed it. The Yerushalmi they didn't change it, right? From HaKesef to Hazov.
Which, what are you talking about?
Before
Okay.
the Matzir means HaKesef Koines Hazov. Hazov Koines HaKesef, sorry. That's the way it begins the Bavli. And Yerushalmi begins HaKesef Koines Hazov. And both the Bavli and Yerushalmi say, Rebbe in his youth said, Kesef Koines Hazov, silver is a commodity, it requires money, because talk about with Khalif in here, and by exchange. And then in his old age, he said, no, gold is a commodity and it acquires silver. Because in Khalifin, in exchange, the commodity acquires the money. So they both agree that Rebbe changed his mind. Question: what can made into the Mishnah? So this is something which, according to the Bavli, was changed by Rebbe's children after Rebbe's death.
Mhm.
Okay. Meseres Eduyos. Also Meseres Eduyos. The Tukma Biyoma Dikum Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. That was set up. That Mishnah Masechta was set up and they Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was made nasi. Now if they do this Bo Bayom Nishnu. The Adios was said Nishnes was learned was saying that they Vishinu Kol Bo Bayom Bil Nesu Abilas Masar Yeshiva. We know the Hebrew says Bayom. It's all the Mishnayos of it's all at the day they made Elizabeth Masar the Rosh Yeshiva. Tani Rebbe Gavah B'Sar Hachi, and Rebbe says in that in Masech Dios after the things which were stated in the days of his father. These are stated. He brings down the note here um, in the text, Yosef Yehuda, who were in the days of Shem Gamliel, the father of Yehuda Nasi. Amidani, it says Isne. The I think matters. These may other than Rabbi Yossi Amar Shish Dvarim Kule Beishame. We still Kule Kule. Rabbi Yehuda Chas V'Shalom. B'Shakam Mehalis Nadesh as I Nes Michach Meir Atzchei Akol Dam Yisrael Kakav Ben Mahalel. What do we learn from here? Um, oh, I see. In other words, this is from early Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. How to get them Sechus Edios? The Yosef Yehuda are from early Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah, right?
Right.
There's a Shingam, or a different generation at least, earlier, later Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. So how did they get into the Edios? Rebbe Yosef Rebbe Yehuda. So it must be that Rebbe interpolated into Edios, even though the Nishla Masechta came down from Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah, who was earlier. He put it in Rabbi Yosef Rebbe Yehuda because I guess he felt it was in the in the same tignon, the same general principles. So therefore, he put it into Maseches Edios. Um, okay. Let's do one more paragraph. Masechta Achronaisa. By other Masechtos. Um, uh, the Avogat Tamein Havatanu Rabbanon Kamoi. Oh, let's leave it next time because it's actually a new thing. Okay, so let's stop with you. Let's take from Masechta Achrina. That will start again next time. Okay,
Okay,
very good. Okay, have a good week.
thank you. You too. Bye.